Hey, look who it is.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, man, we just finished the show.
Sweet. How was it?
It was good, man. Greg and I talked about so much stuff.
Awesome.
Man, you guys remember the drink Clearly Canadian from when you were younger at all?
Clearly
Are you talking
Canadian.
about like ginger ale?
No, it's like a sparkling. It's like a soda, but it's water. But it's fruit flavored. I was just curious. Just curious.
I think so. I mean,
I drank them a
Nope.
bunch when I was a kid, and they're making a resurgence, and they're really fucking good. I was just curious if you guys drank those as kids too.
I think I remember drinking some sort of sparkling fruit waters.
Disregard.
I don't remember what the brand was though.
Go on your way about it. Go on your way.
This is good stuff. What are you talking about?
No, no. Hey, it's Clearly Canadian. My favorite so far is strawberry. I've been kind of rehashing some nostalgia that I've been getting back into, to be honest, boys.
Yeah. What else?
Reminding you of the days.
It's sparkling water beverage, all natural ingredients. Yeah, you can't beat summer strawberry.
Where's
I
it
don't know.
bottled? Where's it
Let's
bottled?
see. That's actually it's vegetarian and gluten free for you kind of hippies, Brandon. I know you're going to swing that way. It's actually in Whistler, British Columbia. Who would have thought?
Oh, back up
Yeah,
to Canada.
Toronto, Ontario. How about that? Never would have known.
Wow. Because it's,
Clearly.
clear Canadian. So clearly.
Oh yeah, no, you probably would have known. Never mind.
They should have called it clearly Canadian.
I was all surprised it was in Canada. Wow.
Clear.
Oh, man. You know what?
Damn. Whoops.
I do remember those.
Hold on. I'm gonna look them up just right now, real quick. I'm just gonna say. You said clear Canadian?
Sure now, boys.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah, dude,
They
those
were
were
in
fire.
glass bottles.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking at one right now.
Strawberry.
Oh, man, give me that orchard peach all day.
I had one yesterday.
Oh, man, yes. I'm so glad that they're making a comeback, man.
Yeah.
That's the thing. My parents said it would happen because whenever we were all wearing baggy jeans, they're like, oh, it's just like it's like a new version of bell bottoms, And it comes back around, man. Like, stuff doesn't die. Even Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah,
You can
right,
find a
right.
Stretch Armstrong now, it's worth something.
Word to your turd.
Do what?
I said word to your turd. I
Word
got that
to
from
your
Brandon.
turd.
Yeah.
I still say it to people, and everybody looks at me all funny, and I'm like, you don't get it.
Yeah, they don't understand. They don't
Yeah, you
understand
would
at
know.
all.
Where do you turn, dog?
Exactly.
Dog. Well, here we are, man. Episode 3. This is actually really good. We had a few tech issues last week, and the thing is we got 3 views on episode 2. So you know what that means?
How about that?
Just
That we
us
all
3
three
heard
listened
it.
to
So
it.
yeah,
All right.
it's like it didn't even happen. And I know we actually talked about some real good stuff in there, and a lot of it did still come through as clear. There were a few times that bands' names were said that were missed, but I tried to post as much stuff as I could on that. Not that everybody who's listening is also following, but we got the X account, so I'm just trying to keep up with all that stuff and the stuff we're talking about throughout the week. So I think it's still really awesome. I had a lot of fun, and I'm glad to do it again. Brutal Brando, say hello.
What is up, Bucker?
Scary Greg.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Hope everybody's having a great night out there, having a spooky Halloween.
Oh, it is the Halloween special.
Yeah. It's the Halloween for, it's the the holiday for metalheads.
That's why we're running a little late tonight. We went to Nightmare on Candy Cane Lane.
Heyo.
Yeah, there's a neighborhood over here that does like crazy Christmas decorations. In the last 2 years or so, they started doing Halloween stuff. So it's like the whole street just totally decked out. Tonight,
Cool.
one of the homeowners that decorates was dressed up as what's his name, Michael Myers, and
Nice.
was like standing there in the middle of the yard, and he started chasing after these dudes like nobody knew he was a person.
Good deal. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
you don't play around either, right? Because what if it really was Michael Myers?
Yeah. What if?
Like you don't stand there and just let him come and stab you. Then you're like the first one in the movie to die.
Yep.
All because you thought it was just a Halloween costume. How many Halloween movies have there been? And how many of them are the exact same? Everybody just thinks it's a Halloween costume.
Yeah, you never know till you're dead.
Never know until if I've seen it once, I've seen it a dozen times with those movies.
Yeah. What is it? Is it 12? Is there 12 of them? Oh.
But they don't all follow the same storyline.
Isn't he in space in one of them?
No, that's Jason.
That's
Close.
Jason. Yeah,
Oh,
Jason.
Okay. Yeah, it's too many.
It's called Jason in Space.
Yeah, it's Jason X or the 10th one, I think.
Yeah,
in
yeah, that's
space.
right. That's right. Whoops.
I
I was
wonder
thinking
You know
like
what,
Ernest
though?
or something.
That one has best kill scene out of all of the Jason movies, where he puts the person's face in the nitroglycerin and he pulls it out and it like freezes real quick, and then he slams it onto like I don't know, it's like one of those stainless steel countertops like that you would see in a laboratory or something like that. And he like slams it down on that, and the face just shatters.
Do you remember the Ernest movies?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Scared Stupid?
Yeah.
Scared Stupid.
Yeah, dude.
That's the best one.
That shit is fucking epic, man.
Yes,
It is. He says, Brussels sprouts. I hate Brussels sprouts.
Sorry, it just popped in my head. I had to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember those movies.
They were all actually pretty good, and I made my son watch Ernest Scared Stupid recently.
Good.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's like a must, but I don't know.
Classic Halloween movies. Yeah, probably not. No, of course not. No, he probably was like, Dad, what is this weird shit?
Well, remember, I don't know if this happened to you guys, but my dad was an old Western fan, and he would sit down and he'd be like, "Hey, watch this Western with me," and I would watch it, and most of them sucked.
Oh yeah.
But I found some cool Westerns, and I actually appreciate Westerns because I did that, to cap that little story off. But yeah,
full circle.
Anyways,
full circle there, Zoomy.
Same thing. I didn't want to watch what he was showing me either, and here we are. I'm the dad now, showing my kid old movies, only 80s and 90s movies, just like 80s and 90s metal. It's pretty good stuff. You guys want to talk some metal?
Yeah. Get back to do the podcast.
Yeah, do what we're supposed to be doing. Hey, that was a cool little chat though. So we were all kind of listening to a bunch of stuff. Brandon, what were you listening to the most?
Man, I just listened to Crypto all week long. I didn't listen to anything else.
Crypto, the Brazilians, the ones from I don't know exactly when they came out. Do you?
29.
The two I have access to are Echoes of the Soul in 2021 and Shades of Sorrow in 2023. It came out earlier this year. And man, I listened to Echoes of the Soul the whole first half of the week, like just nonstop. That shit was good. There's even what is that song? It was Dark Night of the Soul. I got some Nile vibes from it, man. Just like I thought that was pretty cool. But the whole thing is just awesome. I like how they do this blackened death metal with like some good riffs, man. It's like there's some groove and rhythm to the riff, so it's not just the black metal tone, but it's like with the death metal groove in there, man. I don't know. I like it. The vocals definitely evolved. I thought they got a lot stronger on their Shades of Sorrow.
Yeah, Shades of Sorrow was the second one. You're right. But back to Echo of Souls, I like that Possessed song a lot.
Oh yeah, I did too. That one it was really cool. I kept going back to that one.
I did too. It was something about that riff that they like. God, I'm gonna mess this up right now, but they like bum bum, and the guitar, the drums are just like in that like blank space in there. Anyways, I thought that was really cool. I kept going back to that song too, Brandon.
Yeah, it was a good one. Shades of Sorrow. I think my favorite one on there, dude, is Lullaby for the Forsaken. It's got like that marching type riff to it. Like,
yeah, that one's just super sick.
Yeah, that shit's awesome.
I
like that.
I think Trail of Traders is a really sick one too, and I don't think either of you have said it so far, but I get a hardcore death influence, like big time death, like on a lot of those tracks, especially on the more recent album. It's like you can hear damn near the vocals almost sound like certain parts of Chuck, and the guitar is like it really does have some serious. But then all of a sudden, kicking like almost like a '90s black metal vibe. It's just their fucking speed picking, and it's just the harmonies are fantastic. Yeah, I really dug that album a lot.
Yeah, I totally agree. They're like their take on like black and death metal it's a good blend, like cause it's not just that like constant black metal sound, they mix in that groove and some good rhythm in there, like to distinguish the songs and make them identifiable, I guess, at least more easily for me.
Absolutely. And I was going to say, go ahead, Zoomy. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I was just gonna say they broke it up with these like little piano sections for me that was like really awesome. It was like it was almost like you were sitting down, like listening to some kind of awesome chamber music or something back in the old days. And there was like this person who was playing a piano in between bands setting up or something. Only the bands were the same band, and they were awesome.
Right. I was going to add earlier, you guys were kind of saying, what do you know about them and stuff? They were actually, I read that they were formed in 2019, and you guys already said that they were Brazilian, but two of their members are from the band Nervosa, which is also a popular Brazilian metal band. And yeah, I thought that was cool. I guess they left that band and formed Crypta in 2019. And yeah, their first album was Brandon, 2021, and the newer one, 2023.
Yeah. Awesome. I would check out Nervosa then. I was unaware of that. And check that out.
Yeah. I think they were pretty big.
Have you checked it out before?
No, I haven't listened to music. I haven't.
Cool.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't really go too far with that one.
No, you're good. I did not mean to. I kind of talked over you guys for a second. You guys were talking about the band Nervosa.
Yeah, I really don't know anything about them. I just. Yeah, no, Brazil. They're Brazil. It's just the same Brazilian deal, and those same two left and formed Crypta.
Right. Yeah. I checked out. They had a video for that Lords of Ruins, and I thought the video was cool. It was just them rocking out. There was some kind of like person getting tied up, and almost like they were being sacrificed or something. I'm not really sure. It was, but it went with the music, and I actually went back. It was like made me go back to the album to just listen to that song, and I realized, that I was like, man, this is a really good song too, and it had a really good groove to it. You mentioned groovy earlier, I think, Brandon, on some of their stuff. You guys mentioned other bands that they sounded like Death. Totally think so. The Outsider, the intro made me sound like I was listening to a Slayer song, an intro to a Slayer song. Just the intro, but it's just that very kind of melodic. Hey, you guys were talking about other bands, though, that were coming out of, or that were in Brazil, that those two from Crypta were in before joining Crypta or forming Crypta. And I actually caught a Metal Hammer article this week, and it was like the best Brazilian bands or best bands to come out of Brazil. And I actually don't remember one of those bands being on there. It might have been, but, I didn't recognize the names. But Crypta was not in. Of course, Sepultura was in there, right? That was like the number one. But Crypta wasn't in there. And what's also weird? Sepultura means grave, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And so Crypta kind of means, I think, like grave or crypt too. So I thought that was kind of, a little bit parallel in that name. Not that they're alike at all.
Yeah.
But there was this band, Christian.
Yeah.
And they are like the kings of Brazilian death metal. And I checked them out a little bit. And you know what? They're worth a listen. Like,
I've seen them live a few times.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They're good dudes too. They went on tour with Rivers and Nile. And they've been the Black Dahlia Murder, Rivers and Nile, and Christian. And yeah, that was a great show. I saw it at the Gas Monkey down in Dallas. But yeah, super nice dude, super cool. Really, really, it's got a good classic death metal. You should definitely both check them out if you haven't.
I haven't.
Yeah, I just checked out a song or two.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. It's furious death metal. That's for damn sure.
Sweet.
Really good guitar work. Good guitar work.
Mm-hmm.
But I just saw that Metal Hammer article. I thought that was kind of interesting that there was no Crypta on it. I actually saw a comment and they said you dropped this, and it was a picture of Crypta.
Nice, nice. Also, I don't think we mentioned that. Isn't it an all-female band?
Yes,
It is.
Yeah, dude. And yeah, the music video like surprised the shit out of me. I mean, they rip.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
They
that's
do.
like
Their bassist too has a cool sound to her bass. It almost has a little jangle to it, if I could ever call it anything. It makes a different kind of sound whenever she's playing. I can hear it. It's unique. So that's always cool for me. You know, I listen to bass. It's like the first instrument I hear, and then I kind of branch out to the others. But
actually on Shades of Sorrow, I noticed the bass is it's like it's there. You can hear like really distinctively what she's doing on
right.
like almost all the songs. Like it's super clear and like up front, so you can hear it really well. I thought that was pretty cool. So I know what you mean about the tone. Like it just like it's a little more unique. You can identify it a lot easier. Like for me, bass is sometimes a little bit harder to identify in the songs, you know, but hers like really stands out.
Yeah, I agree. And also, you know, back to the bassists who are the vocalists too. That's awesome. All right, what else y'all got?
Well, there was there was a few music videos released this week, right?
Yeah. I saw Cattle Decap. What's like Salatagius, I think is the name of it.
Solastalgia.
Solastalgia. Sorry, I was in the right direction.
No, you were there, man. I actually checked it out too, and it was super intense and super brutal. That's for sure. And like fast, man. The drums were so fast on that thing.
Yeah, dude, Dave McGraw's insane, and I agree. It was a cool video. It was brutal, as they normally do. Dude, their music videos, they definitely stick to the mold of keeping it brutal with some nice gory fun in all their music videos.
What's he doing? Like throwing up mud?
Something like that.
Yeah. I was like, man, just having like all that mud.
Yeah, the new album Terracide is damn good. It I need to listen to it, as I was telling you guys on text. I need to listen to it some more. I definitely didn't dive into it as deep as I did with I think Death Atlas and the couple before that, but it's definitely a solid album. Really dig the music videos so far off of it.
Yeah, I need to do the same because I mean I think a lot of really good stuff kind of came out around the same time. So it was like it's really hard to give any one album a ton of attention at that time.
Right.
There's a lot going on with the death metal, which you know is always happening, but it's hard to keep up with all of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I saw in Fury they dropped a new track called I think Tainted Pact. It's called, and you know it sticks to definitely the Inferi formula. It super technical death metal. It's sick. They don't put out any bad tracks, but yeah, they're about to launch onto that Rags to Riffage tour. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Brandon, I know you said you're gonna hit that date in Houston, and I'm gonna do my best to join you out in Oklahoma City, Zoomy. But that'll be super cool. I'm sure they're gonna bust that new song out on the road as bands normally do.
Oh yeah, I bet they do. Be surprised if they don't.
Yeah, right. And it's the First Fragment and Summoning the Lich, I think is how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
But yeah, also I saw I've been listening a lot to the Forever Rot, the new job for a Cowboy single. That's been killer so far. It's like a 6.5 minute riff war for sure. And I know Zoomy, if you've had a chance to check it out, yeah, you should if you haven't. It's the bass in that. I thought of you a lot for sure. The bass is insane. I mean, on their last album that they put out 10 years ago, Son of Nihility is one of those songs that just the bass line is just stupid sick. And I know everybody's fired up for their return. But yeah, super stoked. Job for Cowboy Rules, and I'm glad they're back. You guys check it out.
I checked that one out. I checked it out. I thought it was super groovy, man. I loved the bass. The fretless bass was awesome. And it, you know, I like to say that fretless bass has like a boing sound to it. It's like, you know?
Yeah.
And he did a real good job of kind of keeping that to a minimum too, you know, like not overdoing that boingy sound, if I could call it a boingy sound, not trying to disrespect fretless bassists. And I love it. I love fretless bass. I love it in metal. Steve DiGiorgio is like, you know, going back to talk about death again, but Steve DiGiorgio is one of my favorite bassist, and we know he uses a fretless bass. He was one of the first to kind of pioneer that into metal anyway. And
really?
yeah, so talking about bass again, but I definitely dug that one, Greg. That's a cool song that they released. I kind of like the little animation videos that bands have been doing lately. Maybe it's been going on for a long time and I'm just slow to notice it, but Brandon, it was like Volvodinia, they had that one on the, what is that? The Shadowy Descent of Gaia, or
yeah,
I forget what
that song is sick.
Yes, but the animation is awesome in that video, and that Job for a Cowboy, I really liked how, at least on that one, it was showing like their cover art. Is that the name of the album? The Moon Healer?
It's Moon Healer, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I liked that. The artwork was cool. I love that animation. Which makes me also think about that Suffocation video that they put out, that Perpetual Deception.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the song, and I don't want to say the wrong thing.
I think it's Perpetual Deception, and that one is all animated too. And I really like that animation. And then they would even
they're like on cliffs.
Yes, it's like the hymns from the apocalypse, and they're like flashing, advertising that.
Yeah, it's sick as hell. They're like, yeah, exactly. Like it's like rising cliffs all up around them and shit. It's like super, super epic.
Perpetual Deception and Seraphim Enslavement.
It's like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
What was the second one again, Brandon?
Seraphim Enslavement. Seraphim.
Seraphim.
I need like a degree in the English language to understand.
Seraphim, I believe, somebody's gonna really correct me, but a seraphim is like a spirit of. It's not even a spirit. It's almost like an angel, like messengers of God, kind of angels, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not quite messengers of God, but something like that. I'm probably messing that up. What does that even mean?
I have no idea.
I've got my computer right here, and I'm like making all this stuff up. Aha! Check it out. Okay, seraph, which is the plural noun is seraph, an angelic being regarded in traditional Christian. Now here's where I can't even read. Angelology as belonging to the highest order of ninefold celestial hierarchy associated with light, ardor, and purity. So basically, the highest of angels.
All right, so it's the enslavement of them. Cool.
Yes.
Right
on. That's who we're enslaving, the highest of angels. Wow. And so that video, how old is that one? That's about a month. How old is that one? A month old?
For a minute. Yeah, probably a month or two.
Okay. I don't even know if I've listened to that one yet, so I'll have to check that
out. Yeah, I think their new album's coming out here pretty soon, actually.
I think the 3rd, right? November.
November 3rd.
Yeah, that's right. And last time I know my audio cut out real bad, but we were talking about that show. Do you remember the date of that show? The Oklahoma City Suffocation show, Zoomy?
Yeah, I believe that was the 29th. I think I've still got my notes right here, man.
Yeah, and it was the Oklahoma City band that it cut out last time I was saying was Peeling Flesh. They're the ones that have a real big buzz around them right now. They're on tour with Suicide Silence and Chelsea Grin. And yeah, they're killing it right now. They got signed a unique leader. It's like gangster slam almost, if you will. But yeah, they're opening that show, and I'm sure it's going to be an absolute rager at 89th Street. They've been really bringing around some awesome shows to that place, man. I can't believe what they've done with it. Like just the booking so far the past year or two. It's been really nice to see. Really cool for the Oklahoma City scene.
Yeah, I sent you guys that flyer earlier this week that Ex Mortis is playing there too. Man,
I know.
Coming here because I've been digging their album. Their one that came out this year, it is awesome. Those dudes are sick.
Yeah, I need to get into it.
They're coming in December to Oklahoma City, and that's at 89th Street as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's cool.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. They've been packing it out with some awesome shows for sure.
Yeah, so was that for sure that the Peeling Flesh was added on to that Suffocation show?
Yep.
Okay. That's really cool.
I saw it a couple weeks ago. I'm friends with the promoter, this guy Tony Proctor, that books most of the shows out of it like that. And yeah, him and the guitarist of Peeling Flesh were sharing it a bunch.
Yeah, that's going to be insane.
Yeah, it'll be a party.
Huh. I'll have to go to that one. I'm going to go to Cattle Decap. I'm going to go to First Fragment, and I'm going to try to drag my son along with me on a few of them.
Right. Yeah, I'm doing my absolute best to go to. I know I can do Cattle Decap. That's a for sure. I can't miss that. That's I think it's at Diamond Ballroom actually instead
Yep.
of 89th. They're way too big. Last time I saw them in 89th, it was sold out, and man, that shit was absolutely insane.
Yeah, we had to park like a block away. We were like, I hope my catalytic converter doesn't get stolen.
No shit. And we were like in the very far back, just like barely able to see Travis Ryan hawk loogies up in the air and land on his face and suck it down.
Oh yeah,
snort his own loogies back up.
Greg, you might remember what venue was that in Tulsa that we went to? That it's like ridiculous lineup of Necrophagus, Neuraxis, Cattle Decapitation, Arsis, and Alarum.
Yeah, it was a place that's long gone now, and it's at 18th in Boston, this little area now. It's a building that has nothing to do with anything like venues or anything or concerts or anything like that. It's been totally remodeled and changed. So sadly, I remember the location, but the building is gone.
Yeah, just thinking back on that lineup, dude, that bill was insane.
I know. I was just talking about that show with somebody else the other day.
I remember that show because I was there. That was the first time I saw Cattle Decap, and I remember thinking, "Who is this band?" And you guys were like, "They're awesome."
I remember you were outside talking to the guys from Alarum because they were from Australia. You were talking to them about AC/DC.
That's right. That's awesome.
I remember that.
Hey,
I forgot the old Zoom.
I probably was the one who was like, "Hey, Australia, AC/DC," and they're probably like, "Oh my god."
I'm sure.
That's exactly you brought them up.
That's so badass.
That was awesome.
I should have been like, "What about Mel Gibson?"
that one dude was all about it. He was sitting there chatting you up about some AC/DC, man.
Oh yeah, that's good times, man. That was a really good show. You're right. I'm glad you remembered that and brought that up. I got a few good laughs thinking about that. What else y'all got?
I did watch the stillbirth music video that came out the same day as the Cattle Decapitation one for Homo Deus, and I can't remember if it was the end of last week or the very beginning of this week. They put out this like 30-minute documentary on their trip to Indonesia to play the I don't even know how to pronounce it, like Suka Bimo Metal Fest in Indonesia, and that was a pretty fun watch. Honestly, it was Suka Bumi Fest, but like watching them, their arrival and like they're hanging out, and those dudes, you can tell they just like to party, surfing, party, brutal death metal.
Is that what they call them?
Sick.
Yeah, that's like what they're basically the music video is too. It's like them hanging out at the pool and just jamming and stuff. Like,
that's cool, man. There's so many genres in metal, and I was telling my son the other day, I was like, I'm pretty sure there's more genres in metal than there is any other, like subgenres, I guess is what I'm saying. Subgenres of metal than there is any other genre. But maybe all I know is metal. So
No, there's a lot, dude. There's a lot. My buddy sent me this website this week that was like, "Hey, I stream albums off this." And the genres tab was like hundreds and hundreds of different genres of metal. I mean, it was absolutely. It blew my mind. The descriptions of this stuff. So no, you're spot on with that.
Have you guys heard of this? I saw this weird thing. I think like Metal Hammer or something like posted this thing about your, if you're Cancer, Libra, or whatever, and then like the type of metal, like the subgenre that you relate to. So like Cancer was crabcore. Are you guys familiar with that?
Crabcore. Yeah, sadly, yes, I am.
It's not a sound. It's not a sound from the bands. It basically it's basis of like deciding if you're crabcore is if the members of the band do that like wide leg stance, crab stance, and like walk while they're playing. Like
it's the early like deathcore like stance where they squat down real low, like their legs look like a crab, like they have the instrument in between their legs, and they all. But you have to do one thing though. You have to have the emo haircut the swoop bangs, and like a lip ring and like eyeshadow and super tight jeans on, and then you do the crab core. You bounce down and up and down.
Crab people.
And you go da-da-dun, da-da-dun, da-da-dun,
I think the
da-da-dun,
name of that being
Walk
da-da-dun,
like
da-da-dun.
crab, talk like
That's what,
people.
yeah. I mean, crabcore is not it, buddy. Did it say that's your style of music though?
Crab people. Yeah, apparently. So I'm a Cancer.
Nice,
I
nice.
was like,
You seem like a
okay, what
crabcore
the
kind of
hell is
guy.
that? I had to look it up. I was like, what the fuck is crabcore?
Yeah, it's not for you. It's not for you.
It's your new music, Brandon.
I guess so. It said I have to. So
all this time you've been denying yourself your true metal.
I didn't even know it was a metal.
That's funny.
Yeah,
well, I heard of metal gaze recently, and I had to realize it was shoegaze, but it was actually a metal version of shoegaze. And I checked a few of them out, and it's not as much my thing. I think I could see how people could dig it. I'm just happy people are listening to metal, to be honest with you. I think, people who don't listen to metal just don't understand metal at all. My son, he and I were talking about how the mosh pits are, and I kind of learned something through the conversation, and I don't know if he did because he's young and he doesn't learn stuff from old people yet, but we were talking about mosh pits, and I was telling him like, no, the objective is to not get in there and hurt each other. It's not like you're not trying to like really hurt somebody or anything. You're just out there, you're bumping into each other. You're trying to, and he's like, no, people are out there punching people in the face. And I was like, not ones that are hanging out for too long. And he and I started watching a bunch of videos, and what I had trouble explaining was the difference in like the hardcore moshing and circle pit. But you know what? He's right. It is all still moshing. So it was just something that I realized that like I don't even know how to explain to him how mosh pits go, because people just think you go in there and you get hurt. And it's like, well, you could, but that's not really the objective.
Yeah, I mean, there's an etiquette to it, obviously, as we all know. I mean, don't be a total dick. I mean, yeah, you're in there like releasing your aggressions, and if that's how you rock out, that's how you rock out. I mean, and yeah, you do see people get hurt from time to time and all that, but in a push pit, like a regular mosh pit, there's rules, there's etiquette for sure. I mean, sure, we've all seen people get laid out, but I mean, that's not the goal and that's not the intention. But man, I'll tell you what I do not understand is the crowd killing. Are you guys aware of what crowd killing is?
No. Karate chopping, kicking stuff?
Dude, oh yeah. I mean, it's hardcore dancing to the fullest max, but I mean, it's like pretty much it's in genres called beatdown, and it's in a lot of hardcore, and I mean, it happens in deathcore too, but I mean, it's where the whole front row is pretty much in an understanding, and the whole side of the pit is understands that it's okay if they get hit in the face, and people just target kicks and punches to all the front of the people at the very front, the people on the sides, and I mean, people are getting like legit boots to the faces and punched straight and square in the face, and it's like 99.9% of the time on these videos, though, they're smiling and they're all doing it and they know each other and they're friends and all that. And it's just something that I will never understand. But then they'll also do it to random people in the crowd, and it'll start a 10,000 comment chain on Facebook, about how a girl got a boot to the face and, all that. It's just, it is something, though, that bands have had to come out and speak out about lately and say, hey, chill it out, at our shows. Nobody wants to go to the hospital. It's I don't know. It's a real brutal, weird thing. But yeah, you're right. In the end, Zoomy, violence occurs in the mosh pit.
Yeah.
But one of the things you could use though to show them that that's not the purpose is, I mean, there's for every time somebody gets knocked out video, there's like, if you keep the video rolling, there's 15 people that jump in to pick that person up. And they keep going.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
Everybody stops what they're doing. You lose a shoe, somebody's holding it up in the air, like, whose is this?
Yeah, I've seen people go around looking for contacts and glasses before. Like, everybody look and see if there's a contact on the
man,
floor.
I lost my glasses last time I saw Boarded, and I had the sound guy and like 5 people helping me find my glasses before I drove the hour home.
Nice. Did you find them?
Yeah, found them. They landed underneath the sound table. And it wasn't from moshing.
Lucky.
I got a little intense on the headbanging during the Saw and the Carnage Done.
Nice. It can happen on the breakdown.
Yeah, it's the encore. They came out, and I went down for the headbang. I came up, and my glasses just kept going.
Man, talk about a good band. Sorry. I too get excited at live aborted shows. Fantastic.
I love that. Like, there's no doubt. There's no doubt that every encore that they do, they play that song.
Yep.
Like, oh my God, every single time I've ever seen them, and like I come to expect it, but it's like the thing I get the most excited about is like, as I know they're gonna play it.
Well, all right. Well, what do you guys think? About time to wrap up?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Well,
Yeah, I'm
happy
done
Halloween
talking
to
you
everybody
guys.
out there. Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed this one. We hope there wasn't any technical issues. And we're going to see you again next week. So hope everybody has a good week. Brutal Brando, Greg, thanks for joining. And we'll talk to you all next time.
Happy Halloween.
Sayonara. Have a happy Halloween.
Later.